are so many issues to get to, but we just have one more question for the sake of time. So this is the last question for everyone. This time around, I will start from the outside in again, but I'll start on that side with John Rivera, just to give you guys a heads up, okay? So since Hurricane Dorian in 2019, Miami-Dade police policies have maintained a policy of pausing all eviction activities during a state of emergency. A majority of Florida sheriffs have followed this lead at some point during hurricanes and the pandemic. As sheriff, would you commit to maintaining this policy and redirecting law enforcement resources before, during, and in the aftermath of hurricanes and other disasters? And would you change anything about the way that writs are executed or maintain the status quo? John Rivera, I'll start with you.
Well, that's an excellent question. I don't think that the job of a sheriff should be to inflict more pain on our citizens. So during hurricanes and during emergencies, I think compassion plays a big role, and through that compassion, you can fulfill many things. If eviction is necessary, it can happen down the road. In times of emergency, landlords, I used to be one, can collect money from the government for their losses. And if they collect money for their losses, then why not allow that family to try to at least rebuild their shattered lives? And so I would not be in favor of evicting people during that period of time, unless, of course, I was absolutely ordered by the governor, but I don't think that would ever happen. So, you know, anything in life, you stop a car, anything, compassion makes a big difference. Treat those people like you would treat your own mother. Thank you.
Jose Aragon?
So look, I don't think anyone up here is going to tell you that during an emergency anyone's going to be evicted unless we're ordered by the governor. I think we need to have compassion, and we need to be a part of this community, because we're probably going to be experiencing it as well as citizens during a major disaster or a hurricane. Now, as it relates to evictions, there's a lot of landlords, and in my opinion, sometimes people go for a prolonged period of time living in a residence where that landlord is paying a mortgage for that property and they're not getting paid for it. And that's a different topic. But it's a slippery slope when we talk about an emergency situation. Absolutely no one's gonna get evicted. But if there's not an emergency and we're in a situation where evictions need to be done because people are not paying their rent, we will evict them. Because in the back end of that, there's an individual that owns that home that's paying a mortgage that's probably now in default, okay? And it's tough because sometimes we go through tough situations as families, and where are we at? And we have to give better assistance when there's no money. We need to be accessible to these families when they're in need. And we all know what happens when we need access. Sometimes it's not there. We need to be doing better at that as a county, and we need to strive to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Susan Corey.
Thank you for that question. As a former FEMA special agent, I strongly believe you cannot evict anybody during the time of emergency. However, I also would like to bring in our FEMA people to assist the individuals so that if there is a structural issue, the building is not, I've worked cases where there's a lot of flooding where you cannot have a safe structure. So in those cases, we must have you move. But there are emergency management available for homeowners and for renters and for people that need them. So I'm hoping that we can do partnerships. I'm a big believer in community relations, working with the community and other federal agencies and communities to assist the residents so we can solve the problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Roman? Delarue?
Thank you, ma'am. Working in 1990, I was assigned here with a task force to help Hurricane Andrew. I was assigned to the south end of this county. And that was not the time to be doing any evictions, which was the proper thing to do. I hold that still true on any emergency ordered by the county or the state, to hold that true to me. I can also tell you that working in the court services, that the eviction process is not a good thing to go to our citizens and take their possession away from them. And I've been there, and I can tell you that I went to a call where an elderly lady was being evicted, and I told my bosses that you'd have to arrest me before you move this lady out of this house. And sure enough, the sheriff then came and assisted me, and we did not end up giving the eviction. So as your sheriff, I'll be damned if somebody gets wrongfully evicted. I'll be the first one to go to jail, and you'll all have to help me bond out with that. But on emergency cases, I think Joe is going to donate to my campaign. Everybody's a witness to this. When it comes to emergencies, listen, civil liberties, it's all about the Constitution, right? We're Constitution officers, and that's what I'm going to hold dear to. There won't be any moving on any paperwork of eviction process in an emergency status. I can tell you that when it comes to squatters, we don't need a squatter law. There's burglary, and we have to back our officers in order to make the arrest to get somebody out of a house. And what happens is that this establishment that you see before you has handcuffed the police to do that. They have to come up with other laws in order to go back to the simple foundation, which if they're illegally in a home, obtain possession in a home, you have the right to arrest them and make sure the state attorneys have the right prosecutors to make the arrest. Thank you so much, Reverend Delarue.
John Barrow.
Yes, absolutely. During a state of emergency, all evictions will be paused. There's enough going on that we don't need to put people out on the streets. We don't need all of our officers for safety in the community, for evacuations, to make sure these traffic lights when they're out, and so to have officers doing evictions is a waste of resources when they could be put to something better, and then it also makes a better community because it's hard to be put out on the streets during a state of emergency, during a hurricane, because how are you going to find shelter? We have to ensure that folks have shelter. And yes, when it comes to the eviction laws, and as the previous candidate stated, but we have to also see the two sides of it, because if you do own a property and someone is squatting in it illegally, that would have to be taken care of, because you need to retain possession of your property and shouldn't have illegal activity happening in it. So during a state of emergency, evictions will be paused.
Thank you. Alex Winnett.
Since August 24th of 1992, Hurricane Andrew, I've been a part of all the hurricanes, so I know what it's like to be without a roof, a leaking everything, where pretty much the whole night you're running around and putting bottles and cans and cups, trying to keep your home safe. Absolutely not. I mean, during a state of emergency, no one is going to be evicted. I mean, I don't know if anybody's doing that now. As the sheriff's office, we're the ones who pretty much carry out the evictions. So the paperwork goes in, and at the end of the day, there is a sergeant or a supervisor who will approve those evictions. As far as those calls, when an officer does go out there, it's important that that officer understands what those people are going through. So yes, compassion is big. But also too, I feel that at the same time, we can also address, since we know what's going on, maybe get Red Cross to come out there. That officer, before that officer leaves, has a responsibility to those people that are in that home that are possibly at risk of being taken out. So services, all kinds of services that are provided by all our tax dollars here in Miami-Dade County, that should be initiated at the time of the call. So again, public education, public safety, quality of life is key, part of my campaign, top. So I will not do that during an emergency situation.
Mariota?
I just looked up and realized the light is right above me, so I'm sorry if I'm blinding some of you. So I think, there's a fine line here because we're talking about a state of emergency. And obviously, I think the fine line and the balance becomes, at what point does it stop being an emergency? And the reason why I mentioned that is because, you'll hear from me all the time, it's never, never, it's not always, always, and every single time is sometimes, right? We are going to become a principle-based police department, not a scenario-based police department. And that means that every decision, every operation, every unit, every initiative that we put forth is going to be based on three things. Number one, is it fair? In the public's eye. Number two, is it respectful in the public's eye? And number three, does it contribute to public trust? That's what we're going to base everything on in the police department, and that's what we're going to base on the evictions, because I've been a homeowner, and I also know that there are people out there that know every trick in the book to be able to stay in that place and respond right in time to be able to, basically become a parasite for that homeowner. So I think it's really important. But what I can guarantee you, and I'll take the time to say it because I've said what I need to say, but I can guarantee you that we're going to be a fair and responsive police department, and that's what we're going to hang our hat on every day. Thank you.
Thank you. Joe Sanchez.
From experience, 36 years with the Florida Patrol, gosh, I can't remember how many hurricanes, including Andrew, we went through. A lot of them. As a city commissioner with the city of Miami, we went through a bunch of hurricanes also. Here, listen, let me tell you something. When you're dealing with a hurricane, the last thing that you want to do is evict anybody. That's the last thing. There's so much preparation that goes on when we prepare for a hurricane. And believe me, FEMA's involved, either the government or yourself. You're in a command post. You're basically putting the strategy out at giving ice, giving meals, getting the Red Cross. So believe me when I tell you, the last thing on anybody's mind, including law enforcement or any elected official, is evicting anybody. So it won't be happening. It won't happen when I'm sheriff, and it certainly should not happen when you have an emergency and you have people that, once again, the word compassion comes out, and yes, absolutely. I mean, anybody who does that doesn't have a heart. So thank you.
Mr. Alvarez.
I think like everybody here, we've all worked hurricanes. We've all either been police officers, supervisory, majors, but I have two other hats that I've worn to best answer the question. Number one, I was the major of court services. I was the major in charge of the writs. And I can tell you, when there was an emergency situation, we never served those writs. I can tell you that we never did it during Christmas, we never did it during Thanksgiving, we never did it during the holidays, we never did it during religious holidays to protect those individuals. But now putting my lawyer hat on, over the last 7 years, one of the things we do as a law firm is we give back to the community and we go to forums and we teach individuals how to best protect themselves in eviction processes or in wage theft issues. So I have not only worked the bureau in charge of these services, I have been the lawyer that's gone to the community and assisted the community during these situations, representing them on the other side. And why is this important? We need somebody that has the experience to be sheriff day one. Someone that not only been through hurricanes, lived through hurricanes, but ran the unit that did it, and on top of that, as a private attorney, gave back to the community by helping the community work through these situations. My name is Ignacio Alvarez. Thank you.
James Wright.
So like everything you've heard here, we should not be evicting anyone during a state of emergency. In fact, what we should be doing is being out, protecting our community, making sure that everyone's getting the services they need. We have to be able to educate our community and educate our deputies to know what social services they have the responsibility to bridge our communities with. And all too often, in response to these types of crises, our officers are not equipped with the information necessary to share with our residents so that they know what services are out there for them so that they can better prepare themselves and their families, not only for a hurricane, but the aftermath that comes with the hurricane. And one thing I'm extremely proud of as a community is, regardless of our diversity, regardless of our differences, if there is something that brings us united, if there is something that brings us together, it's a hurricane. And everyone here should be proud of how Miami-Dade County responds to it. And I can tell you that with the abatement that we had regarding those writs and evictions, I'm proud of how local government suspended them to give and afford our community the appropriate time to get back on their feet. And that is my commitment to you all as your sheriff. Thank you.
Passionate to my heart. During Hurricane Andrew, I was the neighborhood resource officer in the Brickell area, and this was before the National Incident Management System was in place. I know what it's like to set up a command post, bring resources to the area. I was also sent out to Homestead to assist that. Of course, there will be no evictions during an emergency, and also if you are a homeowner, when we are under a state of emergency, you could defer your payments, your mortgage payments, your car payments, and that will not affect your credit at all. But what I will give you as a commitment as a sheriff, if you see how our evictions are being done on a regular basis, it's a numbers game. County shows up, breaks open a door, all the property is put out onto the sidewalk, you're left with your family on the street, and they move on to the next location. We need to have civilian oversight in evictions, but we also need civilians to be able to go in and provide resources. A paid group of individuals that will help them find a home, where to stay, or to provide them with food and assistance. We cannot just go in and evict somebody and not offer them any services, leaving them out in the street. As sheriff, I'm going to fix that problem, and I'm going to make sure every eviction gets addressed and we provide them with services after the eviction. Thank you, Jeff Giordano.
Thank you so much. I am told that this is it for the night. We have a lot of candidates, so many issues, and I have no doubt that in the next weeks and months, these candidates are going to be faced with so many more questions from the community, from reporters, so stay tuned is what I can tell you. I thank you so much for being part of this process. Please, to all of you here in the audience, give yourself a round of applause just for being part of this very public and very important process. And a round of applause for our candidates here who spent the evening answering some of your questions. I hope this gives you some idea as to where to go as the weeks go on. So thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a great night.
Thank you so much. On behalf
This is Alexander Carlos with the Alexander News Show, and I'm here at the debate for Miami-Dade County Sheriff. So I'm gonna try to get. How you doing, sir? This is Alexander Carlos.
How's it going? How you doing? All right.
Pleasure to meet you. I figure you're one of the, I think, top candidates right now, favorite to win.
Well in the campaign.
How you doing, first of all?
Doing great.
I wanted to ask you one question. Actually, two questions, real quick. Do you believe the Miami-Dade Police Department is understaffed? Do you believe we need to hire more police officers, Miami-Dade Police?
Oh, absolutely. The population continues to grow. We have a lot of police officers that have administrative jobs and, jobs that can be done by civilians, and they can be put out on the street and provide a better service. They want to do that by recruiting military people coming out. And I want to create an auxiliary program, put more boots out on the street.
Hey, I want to invite you to come on my show. Is there a way I can get a hold of you?
Yeah, let's do it, but I got to run. I got another meeting now.
I'm going to look for you. Thank you. All right, that's Alex Sanchez. All right, give me a second. They're putting the music, so I don't want to, I'm going to get demonetized. Here we go. How you doing, Mr. James Reyes? This is Alexander Carlos. Pleasure to meet you. Sorry for cutting you. Hey, I have a quick question to ask you. I'm with Iheart Podcast Network. Do you believe the Miami-Dade Police Department is understaffed with police officers? You think you need to hire more police officers?
We have the right number of officers.
You believe you do? You think 3,000 is...
I just answered your question.
You think 3,000 is very little? I mean, a lot? 3,000 officers?
You asked me, do we have the right number of officers? My answer to you is yes.
Do you think that you should hire more officers?
We don't have a vacancy issue right now.
Do you have any ideas how to raise money? the budget? Increase the budget for Miami-Dade police officers.
The only way I would raise the budget for Miami police officers is in order to identify needs. We need to be able to identify the needs. A budget is based on needs.
Okay?
Yes, I'm not going to raise the budget just for the sake of raising budgets. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you. All right. Well, he says that you don't need to hire more police officers. I disagree with him. How you doing, sir? Hey, I think you're Mr. Mitchell, right?
John Barrow.
John Barrow, sorry. Okay. Hey, I wanted to ask you your... Oh, pleasure. Oh, pleasure to meet you. Do you mind, I interview you real quick? Sure. I just want to ask you, do you think the Miami-Dade Police Department is understaffed, underfunded? You need more police officers. Do you think so?
I believe that the Miami-Dade Police Department is at a good staffing level, but we need more officers to be on our streets that we have currently employed. We have a lot of specialized units, 35, and a lot of more have been created in the past few years. And I, as sheriff, want to redirect those resources to the road, because the road is going to be the basis of all policing. That's where it's going to start. So that people, we don't have to wait so long when we call 911. It increases officer safety, and it gives officers time to get out of their cars and meet the community.
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Thank you for the response. So, let me see if I can get more people. How you doing? Great. Hey, I want to ask you real quick. Do you believe the Miami-Dade Police Department? I asked you once, but I'll ask you again.
Right.
You think you need more police officers? 3,000 to me is very little.
Well, we do need them, but not only do we need more police officers. I think what we need is a lot more uniform patrol.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's what
according to one of your other competitors,
right.
Mr. James Reyes, he says you don't need more officers.
Right. No, I wouldn't make that argument. I understand where he's getting at. Look, I think the very first thing we got to worry about is restructuring the department to where we have a lot more uniform patrol. After that,
Do you have a specific number? Like right now, we got 3,000. Okay. Right. You think we need maybe 4,000?
I couldn't answer that. It'd be irresponsible for me too, because I've been disconnected for 2 years. But we definitely have to reevaluate everything from start to finish.
All right.
But it's not something that you do when you're in office. It's something that you start to analyze before you take office.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you. All right. Let me see if I can get. So James Reyes is connected to Canal. Obviously, James Reyes, he's got the same guy that is with. The same guy that's running his campaign runs Cava and Kathy Fernandez Rondo's campaign. How you doing, sir?
Sir, how are you?
Introduce yourself, if you don't mind.
My name is Alex Fournette. I'm a Republican running for Miami-Dade County Sheriff.
Pleasure to meet you.
And I am, if you need to find me anywhere, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube.
Smart on your part.
Miami-Dade Sheriff and Miami-Dade County Sheriff. I'm at the top of every list because I own the intellectual property to both of those things. 6 years ago, I was the only one who had the vision to know that I would be sheriff 6 years later. So anything that's written down, Miami-Dade Sheriff, Alex Fournette, Miami-Dade County Sheriff, I own the intellectual property. I'm the only person that can say that. And the county will have to deal with me and the sheriff's office when I become sheriff.
Well,
to get that taken care of.
I wanted to ask you, do you think we need more police officers?
We do need more police officers.
Okay.
On the road.
Uniform.
Uniform officers.
There's not enough.
No, there's not.
According to your competitor.
In churches, everywhere.
Yeah, and according to your competitor, Mr. James Reyes, you don't need more officers. 3,000 is not enough, my opinion. I don't, and I'm not in the streets.
The thing is, there's a difference between Mr. Reyes and myself. Mr. Reyes has never been a police officer. Mr. Reyes is not a police officer, I will say that. Neither is Susan Corey. They have never been police officers. Most people do not know that. I'm letting you know right now. James Reyes, Susan Corey are not and have never been police officers. Just so we make that clear. And James Reyes doesn't even live in Miami-Dade County.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that either.
Yeah.
So it's important. Matter of fact, to answer your question, that's why he doesn't think we need more officers. Because he doesn't live here. His family is maybe safe and sound someplace other than Miami-Dade County.
Broward County. Maybe Cooper City.
You go to Alex Fournette.
Do you have a card? Do you have a card? I'm gonna invite you to come on my show. Miami-Dade Sheriff's race is actually one of the most important races we've had in this county in many years.
Ever in our history. It's important that you vote for the right person. As someone who lives here, and serve you.
I'm going to follow up with you to invite you to come on my show.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for your time. Alexander News Show. I have over 15,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I have 15,000 on Instagram.
And as I mentioned up there, I'm the only one who posts.
I'm all around the place, by the way.
I'm the only one who posts Miami-Dade crime statistics.
Beautiful.
The only one. And there's a reason why I'm the only one. Because crime has never been as worse as it is. And everyone on that board who's with Miami-Dade Police Department as a supervisor.
Yeah. I would love to get Mr. Reyes again and ask him that question because I disagree with him. But
you should have him on your show.
I would like to invite him.
After you have me, so you
Let me.
ask the right
I'm going to ask him again. But thank you for your time, sir, because I'm going to bring you on my show. Thank you.
I look forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. James Reyes, I'm sorry for bothering you again. Why would you say that we only have 2,000 officers? I'm out in the street all day. We have a need for 4,000 more, at least 1,000 more officers. Mr. Reyes, you don't care to answer that question? Mr. Reyes? All right, he doesn't want to answer the question. He's a coward. That's what he is. That's fine. That's fine. He doesn't want to answer the question. Mr. James Reyes, who's a Democrat, it had to be a typical Democrat. He doesn't want to answer. He got away. I think he knows who I am. That's why he doesn't want to answer my questions. But that's fine. But look, this guy right here, he's a legit candidate. Legit candidate. Sir, thank you for appearing again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So that's Mr. James Reyes. I guess he doesn't like me very much. Yeah. So this is the debate for Miami-Dade County Sheriff. There'll be more debates, and I will be coming on to these debates as well. All right. I wanted to interview more Joe Sanchez, but I guess he doesn't. Actually, let me see. Is that him right there? Let me see. No, because he had to get going. But well, by the way, this won't be monetized. But let me get this other candidate. Hey, how you doing, sir? Real quick. I'm Alexander Carlos. Can I interview real quick?
Absolutely.
With the Alexander News Show Iheart Podcast Network. For the Miami-Dade County, Miami-Dade Police Department, do you believe we need more police officers?
What I believe is we need someone that has a business mind, like myself, who's run his own business. Go into the department, look where we can cut.
I agree, by the way.
We should not be adding police officers and increasing taxes. When I retired 7 years ago as a major, we only had 2 assistant directors and 4 division chiefs. Today we have 5 assistant directors and 8 division chiefs. That's unacceptable. We need to cut the bureaucracy and put the savings on the road to put more officers on the street and more officers doing investigations.
All right. Thank you for the response, sir. Have a great one. Do you have a card or something? By the way, Mr. Ignacio Iggy Alvarez for sheriff, okay? Have a great one, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, thank you. So, this is Alexander Carlos with the Alexander News Show. So, yeah, the music is being played, so this will be monetized, but whatever. That's fine. That's fine. What are you going to do? You got Gloria Stefan. But anyway, so there you go. Mr. James Reyes didn't want to answer my question. He didn't want to answer my question because he's scared. He tells me we have 3,000 officers. Mr. James Reyes says, "How you doing? You're the one that's running. You got the Trump endorsement."
No, that is my Republican Rosie. She wasn't here today.
Oh, can I interview both of you? Both of you are running? I'm sorry.
I'm running for. Let me finish with
Yeah.
you, and then I can come to you.
I'm running for property appraiser.
Oh, I saw you with the. I'll get you now.
Oh, but you need
Bueno,
to transfer.
bueno, how you doing? Alexander Carlos.
I'll be right back. Let me hold
Yeah,
on.
sure. All right. So that's Mr. James Reyes right there, guys. See if he wants to answer.
Are you which outlet are you at?
Right here.
Iheart
YouTube?
Media?
Yeah.
He was already on with you guys.
No, no.
Yeah, on Enrique
Well,
Santos.
Well, no, that's him, man. I got my show.
But it's in your office. And Iheart
No,
Radio.
I'm independent. I'm independent with them. I'm employed by them, but I'm in another division.
It's your
He doesn't want to come on the show. Would he like to come on the show?
What is the show?
It's Alexander News Show. I have over 100,000 people to follow me.
Alexander Oo's show?
Alexander News Show, right here.
Got it.
You got a card?
Let me take a picture. I got my card. I left it in my car though.
Go on YouTube. I have over 15,000 subscribers. Go on Instagram. I have over 15,000 followers. The people maybe they want to know what his vision is. I mean, he says that we need 3,000. That we have 3,000 officers. That's more than enough. I disagree with him. I would love to debate him.
With Reyes?
Mr. Reyes, yeah.
You'd love to debate him?
I would love to talk to him on the show. And why he says that we're good with the amount of officers. I believe we need more officers.
Are you supporting any particular candidate?
No, not yet. No.
Are you leaning towards anybody?
Not at the present moment. No, I like Mario Knapp. I like Mr. Joe Sanchez, but I'm open to hearing him. Are you his what?
I'm his campaign manager.
Oh, awesome. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Look, I want to give him. He shut me off a little bit. I don't. Maybe because I'm critical of.
Did you get everybody else?
Yeah, I got everybody else.
That's good.
I got everybody else.
Because I know everybody's pulling him in every which direction. You know, it's.
No, listen, I'm not here.
You spoke to him a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah, about how many officers do you think we need? He says we're good. We got 3,000 officers. I disagree. Miami-Dade has gotten a bunch of more people that have moved into this county. More people have moved in here. We have an estimation about 3.2 million people. That's 2.8 in the census, about 400,000 people that came in from other parts of the world and people from New York and California. We probably need about maybe 500 more officers. He disagrees with me. I want to talk to him about it. I want to ask him why. Why does he think that? Plus, what's his opinion about the fact that he was never, people are saying he's never been a police officer. What kind of experience does he have?
What does your tattoo say?
My daughter's name, Angelina.
Wow. Angelina, it takes four
Chinese letters.
Symbols
Yeah.
to say Angelina.
Yeah.
Interesting. Chinese, nothing like
You want to get him to come on the show?
I have your contact info. I got to talk to our media team because I work for a political firm. So I.
Mr. Albert.
That's right.
Mr. Albert, same gentleman. All respect to him. I think he's a genius.
He is.
He represents Cava. He represents Fernandez Rondo, and now he represents him.
He's the most talented strategist in South Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very honored.
Hey, listen. This has nothing to do about Democrat or Republican.
I got to him and talk to the media team at the firm.
Okay.
But I'll let them know that you would like.
Follow my channel. I've interviewed Democrats as well, including Nikki Fried. She came on my show. Thank you very much. Just tell him I disagree with him. 3,000 officers is very little officers. Okay? Thank you. ¿Cómo está? Un placer. Oye, lo vemos, amigo. So, I wanted to ask you, you running for Miami-Dade Sheriff, you believe we need more officers? You think we need to hire more officers?
We need more officers, but we also need more mental health professionals and social workers before
I agree.
So what I want to do, my platform, I propose that we have 25 mental health professionals and 25 social workers to work directly with law enforcement, eliminating some of the issues that are constantly happening where an officer is there for the wrong reasons and does not know how to address the issue.
I agree with you 1,000%. You're the only one out of all the other candidates that have raised this issue.
Yes.
Why? Because what happens if you encounter an individual with autism?
Yes.
And most officers, and I love Barbada. I don't know if you know who he is. He trains the officers.
Yeah.
What happens? There's a lot of other officers that haven't been trained. How does an officer handle a situation when an autism individual is lost control? There's a crisis. The officer's not trained. That's where the mental health expert comes in.
Yes. And that is
congratulations on bringing that point up.
Oh, thank you. And I think it's the most important part is that if you don't hire the mental health professionals, you cannot do the job hardly. Law enforcement only has 6 hours of training in mental health issues.
Which is terrible.
Not only that. So that is why I feel strongly that we need to bring that in first and then look, because I think when we start using them effectively, the time that an officer spends on a call is going to be reduced dramatically.
Do you have a card?
Yes.
Please, get me the card. We're live right now, by the way. But I like to bring you on my show. Because I believe, yes. So I'm on YouTube. I got over 15,000 subscribers, 15,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm all over TikTok.
All right, let me get you my info.
Absolutely. So I like her vision on addressing a mental health issue. And Mr. James Reyes, it's interesting that he doesn't want to talk to me. He wants to avoid my questions.
Here's my card.
Beautiful.
And this is my platform.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay.
Well professional, well awesome.
Thank you, and it's been a pleasure meeting you.
No, absolutely. I appreciate your point on the mental health crisis. We have a very big problem with mental health. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you're aware, my Dayland station, 8 people committed suicide.
Oh wow.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, Dayland station, 8 people fell off the garage building and committed suicide.
What's that?
That's happened in the last few months. That's happening. They have guards there. That's how bad it is. How you doing?
I'm Ruben Del Arua,
Oh,
for Miami-Dade County.
pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I've been wanting to meet you, but...
No, it's okay. By the way, I love this little pin right here.
Well, the meaning for this pin is that no other candidate...
You mind if I show it?
No, of course. It is the Florida Sheriff's Association, which I'm a member of, and I've been a deputy sheriff for 26 years. That the only way to get this pin is to become a member of the Florida Sheriff's Association, which we're bringing here to Miami-Dade County.
Beautiful. I gotta ask you, do you believe we need to hire more police officers?
I think we need to relocate or reallocate the policemen we have today.
Okay.
And put them in areas that we need. We need more school safety, between the guardianship program and actually deputies on the school ground. Just today, I went to pick up my 10-year-old from elementary, and the school resource officer that works there, he's at one end of the parking lot while I'm waiting in line, but there's nobody on the other side of the school taking care of anything that may be critical.
Wow.
So that alone, and I thought, that happened today. So we need to reallocate reallocate the manpower now, because we're overstaffed. They're top heavy at this establishment, which I don't belong to. I would definitely cut the non-essential units and put them where we need them.
You need them in Northside.
Yes.
I mean, and bring back the Blue Browns. I don't know if they're still around. You know what those are, right? They team up with Miami police. And it used to exist. They probably still, they collaborate. They team up and they patrol that entire area. It's called the Blue Browns or the...
well, what it is,
it's a mixture.
It's normally a task force.
Yeah.
And, I'm taking a lot of responsibility away from the state attorney, because she has a lot of task force, and really all that should be under the sheriff's office.
I agree.
Where I will open my own task force on community policing, or actually it's a community first approach that I'm changing the concept to. Not only with the communities, but also with the schools. Not only do we take care of the kids during the day, we're also going to be taking care of the kids at night and know where they're at, how they hang out, and be at functions that they're at before they get there.
Now, before you go, I found out, because I did my homework, Kendall District Station is an example. At any given time, they have like 20-something officers on duty. The lowest point, at one point that I found out, they only had 17. Kendall District, like the other districts, are pretty big. And I know Kendall's is nice, but it still has this crime. It goes up to Richmond Heights. To me, in my opinion, that's very little officers.
And it is, and how they guide it by, it's the comp strategy that they use. It's the span of control. So this population has X amount of people living here, X amount of crime, and that's how they adjust on how many, what's the manpower for that community. Listen, today's day is different than yesterday.
No, I know.
The police, like I said, the police culture is working with what was taught throughout the years. I come with a different and a new approach.
We need that.
of adding more people or more deputies to areas to prevent, not only to respond, but also to prevent crimes from happening. And how do you do that? By having extra boots on the ground in those districts.
Or reallocating them, like for example, my vision when that heinous crime occurred over there in Northwest Miami-Dade, the Mula nightclub, I think it was. Maybe put officers in parks, light up the parks, community night out, something like that, where you have an officer that's stationed at a park. I don't know. Is that a bad idea? Or?
No, it's not. And again, they don't
I think
know
that's
the
great.
culture of the sheriff's office. Our sheriff's office is to be proactive and not reactive.
Yeah.
Right? So how does that, so that goes back to my community approach concept. I want deputies to go out there to your community and say, hey, Mr. Jose, you having a party next weekend?
Exactly.
For them to be there.
What's the word for it? Community policing?
They
No.
use community policing, but I want to it's outdated.
Let's go have a great, let's go walk.
Police approach
Yeah.
to have it more.
How you doing?
Exactly.
Are you okay?
Your name.
Go play basketball game with the kids.
That and also I want to give out of my salary $100,000 to start the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranch here in Miami-Dade County.
We need it. You can use it Tropical Park. There you go.
Well, not only tropical, but the Everglades.
Absolutely. And maybe in Northside you can start
no
something
other
like that.
candidate is doing that because the community, our youth.
I love your idea.
But I want to break away the window tint from the patrol cars. Like, they're so dark. The beards, the tattoos, and make them back to where they're officer deputies that patrol the streets where you know their name, they know yours, and you know their phone number. Open door policy.
Stop hanging out at the gas station. Like I see them. I see 5 of them at the same time. And we have a lack of officers. My opinion, and I asked Mr. James Reyes this, I know he knows me from Cava, the whole thing. He says, we don't need more officers. Well, I can tell you what I heard is he's never been an officer. He's never been a police officer.
He is not. That's why I'm telling you that I'm the only candidate that's had sheriff's office experience on the street. I was a commander in the courts bureau. In the court services and also the corrections bureau.
Beautiful.
Where I bring that new view and to what we need. We don't need the same from the same establishment.
Yeah.
So I know for sure that that's what we need to move forward. And you watch, under my watch, there will not be a community left behind, not heard. I'm going to have an open door policy, forward thinker, and we're going to have these civilian panels, not only civilian panels, but civilian advisory boards, with not only from the community, but workers, the garbage professionals, the medical professionals, schools. We need all that together, and I know that I have the concept of bringing it forward.
Hey, thank you very much. You gave me your card, right?
I did not. Were you in the service?
I'm in, you mean the media? Well,
in the military.
No, I never was, sir. But I was brought up a certain way.
Well, and that's what we need to bring back, is that culture, faith, family, and
have some respect. Sorry.
Of course, of course. And we don't have it. And what they do now is that they change the laws. Like they change the laws because the police are handcuffed. They don't know how to do it. Listen, if somebody's annoying you or not letting you do your job, it's obstructing, it's resisting. You arrest them for that and you move on. But what happens is the leaders are not backing their law enforcement and letting them be chastised on public, on media, and they're not doing backing them, and that's what I'm not for.
Well, sir, I appreciate it. Mr. Fournette came up. I guess it would be good that he mentioned have both you and him on the show at the same time.
Listen, whatever you want, I'm for the people. So
oh, absolutely.
Listen, I don't know. I work well with everybody. They just got to know that I'm going to be the boss. I'm going to be the sheriff.
Maybe you got to have your own style now. Not the guy I like the Polk County guy.
Listen, if you like him, I worked with him. I helped him on that case where his deputy and dog guy and canine got shot.
Wow.
Because we all worked together with the sheriff.
Absolutely.
So if you like him, I'm younger, I'm fresh, and I'm all about the Constitution and the people's rights.
Thank you, sir, for your time. Thank you. So this is Alexander News Show with Alexander News Show on YouTube, all the social media platforms, and also very important, podcasts as well. This is going to go on a podcast. And I just want to mention one more thing. podcast, Spotify and the Iheart Podcast Network and all the other podcast platforms like Amazon. But again, YouTube is the main one, but I also have Instagram. This is going to go on Instagram. I'm going to get clips of this and I'm going to edit it in the next week or so. It'll probably take me 2 weeks, but that's fine. And I promise the next time there's a debate, I'm going to be there and I'm going to record the entire debate. And don't worry, hey, listen, Mr. Reyes, I invite you to come on the show. Have some testicles, come on the show. Tiene que tener, tengo un poco de cojones and come on the show. So I can interview you and ask you the questions. I don't do vanilla, I do chocolate, okay? So anyways, I will be looking for Mr. Reyes and I'm going to try to interview him again. He walked away. I mean, I don't know why. Listen, I think I got all the candidates. So anyways, again, find me on all the social media platforms. TikTok, Facebook, everything is below the screen anyways. All the information is below the screen. By the way, last thing, Cash App. You want to support the show? You want to support Alexander News Show? Make a donation on Cash App. $, Alexander News Show. Just so that you know, all the information is down there. You can buy also a super chat. All that money is going to go to improving the Alexander News Show and for me to get out there more and go and take on the political figures and report the news that the media here does not report, the fake news media. So anyways, by the way, why did Mr. Reyes avoid me? Because he knows me. Because the Cava people already told, they're the same people that are running her campaign. The same people that are running Cava's campaign are running his campaign. So there you go. What can I say? Anyways, you all have a great one. Enjoy your rest of the night. And I will catch you very soon. Stay tuned for more stuff that I'll be posting up. Have a great one. Bye-bye.